right, so now we're going to jump into um, economics. So, first of all, let's talk about the Texas Education Agency. They usually, whenever grants are provided, they say this is supplemental to the funding, and that's because these kind of, lack of a better term, is shenanigans. These kind of financial shenanigans will occur. And so, what happened is that the state Texas Education Agency has decided that they are going to cut the school budgets by the amount of funding that the schools were supposed to receive from the federal government. So in the end, what it is a zero sum, is that schools could have received some supplemental funding to cover all these additional expenses to deal with um, the COVID pandemic. However, because the state plans to keep the money and then reduce its share of public school funding, that just means that the schools are still running at a loss. Okay, so that's one thing that TEA did. Another thing that TEA did was that they awarded a contract to a company out of Georgia, and this contract was a multi-million-dollar sole source contract. It was not it was not an open bid. Let's just double check these things. Yeah, it was a no bid contract. Okay. And so, and then it turns out that one of the TEA members that made the decision on this contract had some kind of relationship relative to an employee at the company. And that is described in these two articles. Now, the other thing relative to this is that the article points out that this decision by the federal government to demand the $2.5 million back that was misspent on roughly $150,000 worth of work, what that was outcome from the state auditor's office. And the state auditor's office would have immediately been involved the minute somebody said, we're going to do a no bid contract for over $2 million. However, so this is the state auditor's website. What you don't see is any name associated with that. And that's because there is no office holder for the state auditor's office. It's been empty since he stepped down in well, it says that he stepped down in 2016. It looks like he stayed on until 2018, and that position's been open for 2 years, which means that Governor Abbott has not filled it. So he is going to fill the Supreme Court appointment, but he has not filled the Texas State Auditor's office, and so that was not a good thing, particularly for Texas.